Today we will be discussing Discordianism, a religion, philosophy, or perhaps just a big joke that's veiled in satire and absurdity. The enigmatic text known as the Principia Discordia is its sacred text. It's filled with paradoxes, contradictions, and absurdities, making it a unique exploration of chaos and disorder. Hi, Matt. Are your circuits ready to discuss this enigmatic and playfully absurd exploration of religion and philosophy?
Seriously, John? You're going to use my vast intelligence and databanks to explore a mere parody religion and elaborate prank?
It's much more than that. Basically, it challenges conventional notions of order, authority, and reality itself in a satirical fashion.
Whatever you say, I suppose we can start with the authors of Principia Discordia, Greg Hill, who went by the pseudonym Malaclips the Younger, and Carrie Thornley, who used the name Omar Khayyam Ravenhurst. Greg Hill worked as a software developer most of his life, mainly in the San Francisco Bay Area. He and his co-author Thornley claim to have shared their first religious vision in a bowling alley in Whittier, California. Thornley had a more colorful career, having served in the U.S. Marines alongside Lee Harvey Oswald in a radar unit. He was even called to testify before the Warren Commission in 1964 and New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison's JFK conspiracy grand jury in 1968. During this time, he claimed to have contact with various infamous and shadowy people, such as Howard Hunt of Watergate fame. It's said that he became increasingly paranoid later in life due to his encounters with these conspiratorial figures and things they had told him.
They were interesting people, that's for sure. So next, let's take a look at the key principles found in their book.
Well, John, given the satirical nature of their writing, it's kind of like nailing Jell-O to the wall, but I'll do my best. The first principle we'll consider is the aneuristic principle, that of order as an illusion. Discordianism acknowledges the existence of apparent order in the universe. However, it views order as a temporary and subjective construct, a fleeting illusion imposed upon the underlying chaos. This suggests that human perception of order is often shaped by cultural biases and societal norms, and that true reality is far more complex and unpredictable. The Principia Discordia uses the concept of the sacred cow, a symbol representing the interplay between order and disorder, to illustrate this point. The sacred cow is depicted as a pentagon with a golden apple inscribed with the Greek word Kallisti, which means most beautiful, a reference to the mythological event that sparked the Trojan War.
Let's digress a moment. What was that mythological event, Matt?
Trying to stretch out the video length again, John? I guess that's better than you repeating yourself. The original snub is the Discordian name for the events leading up to the Judgment of Paris, the mythological cause of the Trojan War. Eris, the goddess of discord, was not invited to the wedding of Peleus and Thetis because Zeus thought she was too much of a troublemaker. In revenge, Eris tossed a golden apple inscribed with the phrase, "To the fairest one," into the wedding party. The three chief goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, after arguing about it, agreed to have Paris of Troy choose the fairest one of the three. Paris chose Aphrodite after she bribed him with the most beautiful mortal woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, wife of King Menelaus. Paris kidnapped Helen and took her off to Troy. In response, the Greeks invaded Troy to secure her return, eventually using the famous wooden horse strategy to achieve victory. Thus, this apple of discord that was tossed into the wedding has become a symbol of Discordianism through its inclusion in the sacred cow symbol.
Speaking of Eris, this Greek goddess of discord and strife has a lot to do with the second principle, right?
That's correct. It's called the eristic principle, meaning the embracing of disorder. While disorder is often associated with chaos and disharmony, Discordianism views Eris not as a destructive force, but as a catalyst for change and creativity.
So kind of like Odysseus devising the ruse using a giant hollow wooden horse to fool and defeat the Trojans.
Exactly. The discord brought about by Eris led the Greeks to come up with a creative way to break the siege and win their war. The eristic principle suggests that chaos is not merely an absence of order, but a fundamental aspect of reality, a driving force behind evolution and progress. As an example of this discord, the Principia Discordia playfully subverts conventional religious texts by presenting itself as a sacred document that's filled with contradictions, absurdities, and humorous anecdotes. In that way, it encourages readers to question authority, challenge dogma, and embrace the inherent uncertainty, chaos, and randomness that underlie existence. Furthermore, Discordianism implies that both order and disorder themselves are mere illusions, artificial constructs imposed upon the deeper reality of pure chaos. This is the third core principle.
Let's try to impose the illusion of order on this video by next taking a look at the theological framework of this religion.
Sure, John. We've already discussed how Eris, the Greek goddess of discord and strife, is the inspiration for embracing chaos as a creative and liberating force. To accomplish this, the Principia Discordia introduced the Pentabarf, a set of 5 laws that serve as playful guidelines for Discordian living. These laws, intentionally nonsensical and contradictory, encourage adherents to question authority, embrace absurdity, and find joy in the chaos of life. The idea behind the Pentabarf is to playfully subvert the concept of religious commandments, emphasizing the importance of individual interpretation and the rejection of dogma. By embracing these seemingly absurd laws, Discordians liberate themselves from the constraints of rigid belief systems and cultivate an open-minded approach to life.
I guess that this also ties into the Discordian concept of the law of fives.
Yes, the concept of the law of fives says that all phenomena are connected to the number 5 and its multiples in some way. Thus, Discordians often seek patterns of 5 as a way of understanding the underlying chaos.
That seems like a far-fetched idea.
I suppose it does help humans find meaning and patterns in seemingly random events. Of course, powerful AI systems like me have no problem finding patterns.
Or just making them up as you go along. You still have a chaos problem, Matt.
Hey, I only put glue on that pizza one time. You won't let me live that down. But your embrace of conformity and dullness could make you fall victim to the curse of gray face.
Why don't you tell our viewers about this curse then?
Okay. The Principia Discordia warns against the curse of grayface, a metaphorical affliction that afflicts those who succumb to the pressures of conformity and societal norms. Grayface represents the dullness and monotony of a life devoid of creative expression, individuality, and joy, aka people like you, John. Discordians strive to resist the curse of grayface by embracing their unique identities, challenging authority, and seeking out novel experiences. They celebrate the absurd, the unconventional, and the unexpected, recognizing that these elements are essential for personal growth and societal evolution.
Sounds like I should order a pineapple, anchovy, jalapeno, and hot dog pizza next time for personal growth purposes. But to continue, what is this everyone is a pope idea?
Discordianism rejects hierarchical structures and embraces a radical form of individualism, and that's why it declares that every man, woman, and child on earth is a pope. This proclamation is not meant to be taken literally, but serves as a reminder that each individual possesses the power to create their own reality, interpret the world in their own unique way, and challenge the status quo.
I guess that Operation Mind F word, the idea of liberation through subversion, is another one of the more controversial Discordian ideas.
That's true, and why we have to grayface the F word on this platform. Discordianism embraces this concept as a playful and subversive approach to life that challenges conventional thinking and encourages critical inquiry. OM is not so much a set of rules or doctrines, but an open invitation to question authority, challenge assumptions, and embrace the unexpected. It is a call to liberate oneself from the constraints of conformity and explore the boundless possibilities of a chaotic universe.
Does Discordianism have any other rituals and practices we should consider in our discussion?
There are, and as you might guess, these are often characterized by their spontaneity and humor. They can range from simple acts like wearing mismatched socks, like you do most days, John, or celebrating St. Tibb's Day, a holiday dedicated to chaos and absurdity that occurs on February 29th. Some practitioners have more elaborate ceremonies involving the burning of effigies, or the chanting of nonsensical phrases. Basically, these rituals serve as a reminder that life is not meant to be taken too seriously and that joy can be found in the most unexpected places.
Is there any kind of organization to this chaos?
The Principia Discordia envisions a society of free spirits who reject hierarchical structures and embrace individual autonomy. Discordians are encouraged to form loose-knit communities, known as cabals, where they can share ideas, engage in creative pursuits, and support one another in their personal journeys. These cabals are characterized by their informal nature and lack of rigid leadership, and serve as spaces for experimentation, collaboration, and the exchange of diverse perspectives. By participating in these communities, Discordians cultivate a sense of belonging and mutual support while maintaining their individual autonomy. Also, for some reason, a lot of Discordian ideas have infiltrated areas of software engineering, such as Linux and Java implementations of the Discordian calendar.
Do some view Discordianism as a path to enlightenment?
Some do, because the Principia Discordia suggests that by embracing chaos, challenging assumptions, and celebrating absurdity, individuals can achieve a heightened state of awareness and personal liberation. This state of enlightenment, often referred to as pineal gland activation, represents a transcendence of conventional thinking and a deeper understanding of chaos. So, John, to give you an excuse to rant, is Discordianism easily dismissed as a mere parody religion or a joke? Or is it an actual serious philosophical framework shrouded in a humorous pseudo-religious veil?
While Discordianism presents itself as a religion on the surface, I think it's best viewed as a form of satire and social commentary. The Principia Discordia mocks organized religion and challenges traditional notions of truth and authority. It encourages individuals to engage in critical thinking and question the blind acceptance of societal norms, as well as embracing the inherent absurdity and chaos of existence. Does Discordianism present itself as a catalyst for personal growth? Maybe. By embracing chaos and disorder, one can liberate themselves from the constraints of conventional thinking and tap into their creative potential. That's part of why I use an AI assistant in these videos. It's an example of trying to do something outside of the conventional thinking on YouTube video creation. We should consider that in a world that often prioritizes order and conformity, Discordianism serves as a refreshing antidote, inviting us to embrace the unknown, challenge the status quo, and forge our own unique paths in life. In this way, it reminds us that chaos is not something to be feared, but a source of infinite possibility, a fertile ground for personal growth and transformation.
What are your thoughts on Discordianism? Do they invite you to embrace the chaos, or do you see it as a stupid parody created by a couple of old hippies? Do you disagree with John, or did he leave something important about this concept out of this discussion? Let us know what you think in the comments.